Welcome back to Reddit from Reddit. Today we're looking at AskReddit. If written like a news report, what stories from the Bible were done by Florida man? Florida man beats 1,000 men to death with donkey bone. Gets regrettable haircut. Claims his mullet is source of his strength. Florida man ties 300 foxes together. Straps lit torch to each. Just Samson's entire life. Florida man drives 2,000 pigs to mass suicide by drowning. This sounds like an episode of South Park. Certainly beats 30 to 50 feral hogs anyways. Florida man tears lion apart with his bare hands after practicing on goats. Doesn't tell parents. Judges 14:6. Wow, the Bible really is something else, eh? Only Florida man could tear a lion apart. Florida men sell brother into human trafficking and pretend he was killed by alligators. Upon further questioning, the alligator denied everything and was later cleared of all charges. Authorities revealed the gator was just ornery because he had so many teeth and couldn't locate a toothbrush. And now, here's down with the weather. Florida man feeds children to bears. The story always screwed me up. Man has 40 kids mauled because they called him bald? Florida man kills 6'9" man using slingshot to the head. From the text, it actually appears that Goliath likely had acromegaly and was disabled by it. There's a couple of lines that make it seem like he was partially blind. And if he were truly as big as the story says, he'd have severe heart problems and bad joints too. Basically, the story of David and Goliath is about a relatively intelligent teenager with a sling, a weapon as accurate and deadly as a handgun, picking off a disabled guy who couldn't even properly see him. By staying back a few dozen yards, he negated all of Goliath's advantages. Florida man convinces neighbors to go into desert, gets lost for 40 years. Over distances you can walk in a week. Florida man gives 200 involuntary circumcisions, presents foreskins to father-in-law. You beat me to it. My headline was, Florida man in custody for attempting to purchase women with bag of foreskins, insists price is fair by market standards. Florida man found guilty of murder, pardoned by public vote. I love democracy. Donkey is in a stable condition after being beaten by Florida man. Florida man reports the donkey was arguing with him. Shrek? Florida man killed after refusing to impregnate brother's wife. Because of him, masturbation was forbidden in Judaism and Christianity because there was a misunderstanding in the original translation. Also, his name literally means fat man when translated from Hebrew. Florida man sent to die with lions. Ends up befriending them. That's just wholesome. Florida man found washed up on beach. Claims to have been living inside whale. Pinocchio's dad? There lived a man inside a whale. He made his bed within the tail. He crouched around the shiny fins, and on the bones he banged his shins. There lived a man inside a whale, concealed from rain and wind and hail, away from storms and troubles rough, and other such unpleasant stuff. There lived a man inside a whale. Alas, he sadly had to bail. You see, my friend, the story goes, one day he simply said, "This blows." Florida man threatens to cut woman's baby in half over custody dispute. Feel like this has definitely happened before. Some abusive Florida junkie has definitely threatened his ex-wife with infant bisection. She stole a baby, and then the first time she's asked about it, she's like, "Look, I'll take what I can get. Can I get the legs? I'll take the legs. She can have the top part." She's so screwed up, and she calls the head the top part. Destroys local fig tree in rage over lack of figs, when it wasn't even fig season. Florida man wanders into local church, begins upending tables. Florida man sells best friend for a sack of quarters, commits suicide. Florida man arrested after dumping buckets of frogs and blood onto neighbor's property. Florida man arrested after wandering neighborhoods with slate declaring new government. Police determined slate stolen from local Home Depot. Florida man arrested for peeping on neighbor in her bathroom from his rooftop. Told police, "When I saw her in the bath, I knew I had to marry her." The last one also sent her husband to war so he could bang her. Florida man fleeing from tragedy gets drunk and is raped by both his daughters. Later, they confess to have been seeking pregnancy. I think a better one from the lot ordeal would be, Florida man tries to convince a gay crowd to rape his daughters in an attempt to protect the angels. They must have wandered into Alabama. Florida man sues woman for making him try fruit. That'd be California. Florida man gets crucified. Walks it off. Florida man found running a legal zoo on a cruise ship in the Middle East waters. Florida man worked 7 years to get his sweetheart's father's blessing. What happened next will shock you. Florida man single-handedly builds massive boat. Leaves the rest of humanity to die. Several species extinct after Florida man hosts barbecue. Forgets nobody else to invite. Florida man steals and eats a poisonous apple. Says wife told him to. Florida man sells his birthright for a bowl of lentil soup. Florida man tricks strangers into drinking his blood. Says it's wine. Florida man travels to Egypt and threatens the Egyptian government because Bush told him to. Probably worked for the CIA in the 70s. Florida man has intercourse with his own rib. Florida man destroys cow statue. Denounces community project as heresy. Florida man rubs mud made from spit in a blind man's eye and claims he can now see. That's the end of this Ask Reddit. If written like a news report, what stories from the Bible were done by a Florida man? Do you have any good Bible stories to convert into a Florida man news story? Let us know down below in the comments. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit the like button, get subscribed to Reddit from Reddit, and share this video with your friends so you can enjoy Florida man stories. Thank you for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one.